We're in the 2022 Audi S8. This is going to be my nighttime drive. There's so much to go over. This is probably the most advanced car I've been in when it comes to exterior and interior lighting. So I'm going to turn off the car here. Check out what these headlights do. It puts on a display for us. It's such a cool little light show. This car is so neat. If you missed my daytime review, make sure to check that out. Like, this is probably the fastest car I've ever driven on the channel. And here, and then we have the lights turn on slowly around the car just by putting my hand in the handle. So the car will pop up 3.3 inches with this predictive active I got distracted by the light show again. Forgot that it does that when you open the door. Oh yeah, but the predictive active suspension pops the car up and sinks it down when you get in. So here's the S door sill. It looks pretty good. And then we have so much light on the inside, almost too much. Initially, we have white light to greet you when you're on the inside, bright LEDs in the front, and don't worry, we'll get in the back because it's quite insane as well. All right, so press the brake, turn it on. The mirrors will pop out. You have your ambient lighting across the top, and then you also have a two-tier ambient lighting. So you have light right here, and then it always turns to red for a little bit. I'm not quite sure why it does that, maybe to let you know you're in an S8. But yeah, you have your lighting underneath. So I kind of picked like Miami Dolphins colors. I think it's a nice contrast, but really the top LED really overpowers the bottom LED. So we're going to go ahead and play with this system. You click home, then you go to vehicle, then you click light and visibility, and you click, well, you can do exterior lighting, but I'm not going to play with that really because the most important thing is the interior visibility right now, since we're on the inside, obviously. So you have different settings that you can do. They're kind of like presets. What I'm gonna do, we're gonna do individual. And you could do Audi drive select, so when you put it in sport mode, it probably goes to a red, but I'm all about that individual setting. And this is a lot of fun here because this is when you can customize it and adjust the brightness. Honestly, when I'm driving at night, the blue is actually too bright right now. So the lines are the ones on top. This is the confusing part. Instead of lines being the first thing in the option, it's a second. So the surfaces are the things underneath the lines, but it's first on the menu. So if we click surfaces, I think it's already, that's kind of like the brightness I want it, the orange. But let's go ahead, and you also have it in the footwells as well. So if I turn the footwell option off, there you go. You can see you don't have the extra light in there. Actually, I don't feel like you need it because there's so much ambient lighting in here. So I'll take it off, and let's go ahead to play with the colors a little bit. So it's really responsive. It immediately will change the light in here. It doesn't take anything but like a push of a button and immediately changes the light. There's a bright green, which is pretty cool. What goes well with green? Maybe blue. But yeah, we're gonna go to purple. I'm a big purple guy. Maybe it's because I'm a girl dad. But let's go ahead and like get a yellow one on top because purple and yellow go well together. And swiping to what kind of yellow? Look how many, gosh, there's so many different types of yellow. Let's just go to 19. That looks nice and bright. That looks a little too, in real life, it looks like it's like neon green. It's not, it's too green for me. So I'm going to try and find something that's a little bit more yellow. See, that still doesn't look yellow enough for me. That's pretty good right there. So I actually like this one. It's a little Mardi Gras right now. And this ambient light that's purple right now really sticks out a lot more than that orange ambient light that I had to start. Even though you have the two tiers here, don't forget your third tier because you have lighting in your cup holder area underneath the handle. Of course, all your window switches are illuminated. You also have ambient lighting that goes around the steering wheel on the bottom that is easy to miss. So it's really, really neat. But don't forget, you have it up here around the sunroof controls. You have it on the sides, and it's probably a good time to go ahead and get in the back because this is gonna be insane. Illuminated skid plate back here. It doesn't say S, but it's still illuminated. Gotta move my girls' car seats a bit. Nice, well, just so much light everywhere. To help you get in the car. But this is a really cool experience. This is what I would want if I'm a VIP. Such great illumination, the top, the middle, and the bottom. You have it on the back of the seat as well. And then you also have your illumination for your vents, because yes, these are touch sensitive, right? For the vents back here. And let's fold down the big armrest. What is this gonna treat us with? Do we have any ambient lighting on the sides? No, we don't. I guess that'd be pretty cool over the top. Of course, your climate control back here. Only heated seats back here. Pretty pleb, right? No ventilated seats in a $135,000 car. We also have the ambient light on the top that I really enjoy. And then let's go ahead and adjust the sunroof sunshade here. Well, it would be a moonshade at this time of the day. And also you have the little map lights that have a surrounding of the LED customized lights as well. And in terms of light uniformity here, we have a little bit difference in variance in the colors. I feel like these strips here are matched up pretty well. It's more of that darker yellow, but the strip at the top is a lighter yellow, and the strips up here are a darker yellow. So the uniformity in color is not perfect, or should I say the color matching is not perfect in here, but the average person is not going to care that much either. I want to show you guys the rear lights. During the day, these lights look super pedestrian, very like average, but at night is where they show that they're not like a mass market car. This is a luxury car through and through. The details on these rear lights are amazing, and the wraparound taillights look great. You have the light bar that goes underneath that blacked out Audi logo, and then you have, oh my gosh, this is such a treat. Okay, not only do you have the sequential turn signal that starts in the middle and flows out, and you see Audi logos inside of those lights. Like this is definitely the coolest car I've reviewed yet at nighttime. With the turn indicator on, it would have been cool, I guess, if they put a sequential turn signal on the side mirror, but here we have it on not only the top portion of the turn signal, no, they have a bottom turn signal, and it also is sequential as well. So super high detail, not only in the front, but on the back as well. You gotta love the illuminated Audi logo there as well. So let's go ahead and start driving this 563 horsepower beast at nighttime. Don't forget your seatbelt latch is also illuminated, and I forgot to mention that this middle portion here has the two-tone lighting as well. Audi S8 at night, go figure, when you turn it to the right, it has an additional like puddle lamp that will illuminate to the direction that the steering wheel is rotated to. Let's roll into the gas a little bit. This thing is so fast, so effortless, always brings a smile to my face every time I get in it, and it totally like conforms to the mood that I am in. If I want to be relaxed, no problem. It's more than capable of making me extremely comfortable, and then just with a hard press of the pedal, God bless it, like it never gets old. The amount of power and torque, the V8, like I wish it was maybe had a little bit more exhaust note to it. I mean, yes, and when you put it into dynamic mode, which doesn't feel all that much different than Comfort Plus. When you put in dynamic mode, it does transform it just a smidgen to make it more rambunctious. Like, you know, I'm going 50 pedal down. Oh my gosh. Oh my, it feels like this car just has one gear. Like you hear the gear shift, but it's so smooth and there's so much torque. Like the car doesn't bother with downshifting sometimes. It's just unnecessary. I love the head-up display in this car. It's super bright and clear in the daytime. In the nighttime, it's just as bright and clear. It's probably one of the better head-up displays I've ever had in a car. And the brakes are amazing, stopping this 5,000 plus pound large luxury sedan. What a car to get, like, for my first non-Asian car. You know, I've had some Volkswagens as well, but that wasn't really intentional. They're just kind of showing up in my driveway, and I'm never gonna say no to any car. Oh, look at that full moon. Wow, just, this thing is so smooth. I'm still in dynamic mode, which I forget I'm in dynamic mode all the time because it feels like 90% as smooth as, you know, Comfort Plus mode, which is great. You know, 0 to 60 is nearly identical in them as well. It's just this vehicle, well, in this setting, the vehicle will lower down to its lowest setting. And you know, it feels more planted and you don't feel like you're getting thrown around as much compared to Comfort Plus, like when you're really hammering the gas. And now that I've been driving with these lights, I don't feel like I'm distracted or overwhelmed by them. It's a very relaxing color combo we have here with the purple and the gold. The steering in here is super light, even in dynamic mode. It's just crazy how much speed it gains in such a short distance and short amount of time. It is phenomenal. Now we have the automatic high beams on right now. These are some of the best high beams I've ever seen. I literally can see everything on the road. I can see everything pretty much to, I would say 20 feet up into the trees, which are probably about, I don't know, 30 feet off to the side of the road at least. So holy smokes, great lighting. This would be a great car to definitely go on a long road trip with, or if you're commuting at night, like the comfort that you have in here. Oh, going over these bumps, it just floats over, and I'm still in dynamic mode. So it still just glides over imperfections, and just soaks. I just ran over a sewer cap and I barely noticed it. I am getting a little bit of a whistling noise. I didn't hear it in my drive yesterday during my full review, and I drove the car at all speeds as well. But it's gone already, so it might be some sort of weird cross breeze that I'm getting that was making that whistling noise, but I don't hear it now, of course. And the brakes, my gosh, like I look forward to braking this behemoth of a vehicle because the brake feeling is so spot on and satisfying. This has a stop start feature which you can turn off, which I prefer to have it off, because sometimes when you're coming to a stop, you're not quite stopped and the engine turns off, and so the torque and the power that we're, well, and then it just ticked on right now because I have AC going. But when the engine turns off and you're coming to a stop and you're not quite stopped, it feels like you're slamming on the brakes. My kids were getting a little car sick today, and I'm like, well, I'm not driving too crazy, not like I have been in this video. And I'm like, why are they getting car sick? It's because it's hard to stop this car consistently if the start-stop feature is on, and then it'll abruptly like come on, like it just did just a second ago. The V8 comes to life, and then like the brake force that you had isn't enough, so the car will lurch forward. It has so much torque. So I prefer just to keep this off. It's a much more luxurious experience, or should I say, keep the engine on by turning the stop start off, if that makes sense. So it's a much better experience. It's a better predictive braking experience. It's a smoother experience, and like, we're not saving gas here, let's be real. It's already got the gas guzzler tax, and maybe they need it for like Euro regulations, but I put it back into Comfort Plus mode. And maybe the transmission isn't as aggressive, but just like a mild press of the pedal and like I'm already past the speed limit. And it just does it so smoothly. Like, I just want this sort of smoothness and power and beautiful engine and exhaust note in every single car I drive. I don't feel like that's asking too much. Would I get sick of it? Maybe, because it's so buttery. I don't think so. There's a reason V8s are still around, even as we get closer to electrification. I think V8s are going to be sought after for a very, very long time, just because of their immense amount of refinement, smoothness, power, and torque. And the engine note they make is it's just so beautiful. But I'm going to end it there. If you guys enjoyed this nighttime review, and what's probably the most, well, it is the most expensive car I've had on the channel, I believe, that I've actually driven anyways. It is the most over-the-top vehicle when it comes to acceleration as well, and it's the most elaborate vehicle when it comes to exterior and interior lighting. So it's been an absolute treat. I'm going to be sad to see this go. Yeah, make sure to check out my long format review on this guy, and I'm going to end the video there. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, smash the like button, subscribe, because I will be getting the SQ8 on the channel sometime in the future as well.